Hello, this is a mic test in the middle of the intro. Mic check once more. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. testing my mic during the pre-stream. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3, and we're going to try to turn up my gain, see if that helps any. How about that? 1 2 3 1 2 3. Hello. You can undeafen, Krog. Come on back. Hello. Welcome to Chaotic Calling Streaming. My name is Darwin. Hopefully the volume's a little bit better, but if there's any issues with the volume, you guys can help us out here before we get fully into the game. We can definitely check to see if somebody's too loud, or if I'm too loud, or if I'm peaking now, or something like that. So feel free to chime in the chat. We are definitely keeping an eye on chat tonight. And let me get some music on. As we get into tonight's game, we have with us the, well, let's see here. Well, just want to remind you, down there below in the Twitch pick panels, we do have a bunch of charity events we want to support, but we can only support one whenever we do our charity event, so help us select one by voting. Once you get that done, we'll have that tallied up next week, so we'll pick one next week for sure. And then we're going to get the rest of it on the road. We're going to figure out what the timeline's going to be. And yeah, we're definitely going to be talking about that in our little meeting too this week. So let's get back to our group that is exploring the lands of Elsparia, shall we? We have Christopher.
Apparently, I can't relax anywhere.
Kronk.
Good evening.
Arthur.
Oh, ow, broken glass.
Jack.
That was a bad spa day.
Vol.
Damn, they got away.
Alright, yeah. So, TLDR last episode. Hot tub episode. Wild axe causes problems for Jack. Big Bird flies out of bathhouse to get shot by the owner in a Back to the Future style. Jack gets cured of needing an axe. Party reconvenes at the tavern. Talks were starting about the crew that Jack used to follow. Stranger danger. Hopping out of windows leads to freaking danger. Running away. Does that about sum it up, or did I miss any hot, juicy parts?
I mean, besides Jack without a shirt.
I mean, that's personal preference.
I mean, he also had no hat or
Yeah.
towel.
Well,
I was
yeah,
trying
hat.
to jump to the dirt.
A child now has his hat, and so he is hatless for
Oh
the
yeah,
remainder
that's
of the
right.
time.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. You went looking for your hat after they dumped that off too.
I mean, once you
Eh.
lost your hat, that's like half of a character's character development.
I know, right? Well, guess what? We have a new shopping episode where we get to find out if Jack gets a new hat today, right?
I'm pretty
So
sure,
yeah. Go ahead.
Pretty sure
Kronk.
it's just called character growth for Jack.
Yeah, he's gonna have to learn to deal without his blankie. You know what I mean? All right, so we kind of zoom in on the scene where you guys were out trying to scout out this baddie that kind of like tried to sneak up on your window, but he wasn't very good at stealth, and he just kind of like made a sound against the wall, and then all of a sudden you popped out full, and the thief, rogue, the thingamajig, whatever it was, split, ran, and hightailed it out of there.
Here's my question for you, Star, so that I have a reason to something related to the party.
Uh-huh.
Did they have anything like distinguishing that would, be noteworthy and stuff like
Okay.
that? Because I was able to watch them when they first try to stealth in.
Yeah, but they were still far away in bushes. Like, whatever they're wearing was kind of like camouflage, but you still saw them. I'll let you make a perception check, though.
Bull was going to perceive that man's bush.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know exactly the detail of that bush and his bush specifically, and his blood type with that bush.
Alright, hold on. I gotta look at something to see if there's anything distinguishing that I need to know.
Almost a nat 20. Yay.
Okay. So, he had a long dark cloak, like a black cloak around his back. He had dark colored purplish to blue deep hues for like the clothing itself. He had limbs and trees attached to his body to make him look like a walking shrubbery. And that's it.
So
Nothing-
no like distinguishing thing like a necklace or a
No.
symbol.
No.
But that does prove that he had intent to watch.
But who? We'll never know.
They were gonna watch Kronk. They wanted to dress up like the tree so that they know that Kronk would look at them.
I know, right? You never know. You might have scared away a disciple of Maple Bacon.
But I'm just gonna return to the party and relay, all the info that I got. So that kind of like Vol's just gonna walk back. It's like, I hate how fast they run.
Question, Vol. Did you walk back through the door or through the window?
I can't go through the window yet. Arthur's in the way.
I mean, that's your intent, though, to go through the window. Is what I'm hearing.
Yep.
I
and
mean, I was gonna.
Well, both of you jumped out the window, so.
I mean, the key thing I was gonna say is like I was gonna tell them and then go through the door. Through a window.
To the wall. To the wall. Go ahead.
Arthur's going back through the window. Like, oh, pardon me. Ow, broken glass.
Yeah. Wait, you
I
broke
didn't
the
break
glass?
the window. I opened the window. What are you talking about? Did you break the window?
She says as she walks down the hallway by herself.
You know, I'm starting to actually wonder now if our group is rather queer.
I don't know what's so strange about us.
I thought we were mostly normal.
Yeah, Croc seems normal to me. You seem normal to me. I seem normal to me. The one in question here is probably that guy over there, points at Arthur.
He's going to start to say something, just facepalm.
It seems like though that person that ran off though was watching us for some reason.
So that was the reason you jumped out the window.
Yeah, like, let me put it this way, I spotted them a little bit ago, but I didn't want to assume until they jumped out the wall. Hence why I jumped out the window, because, well, in my defense, looks at Christopher, they might have wanted you, if that makes sense.
Must be nice to feel wanted. I wish I was wanted.
Oh, Shella, if you weren't wanted, you wouldn't be here.
Aww.
If any of you were wanted, I would have brought you in for a bounty.
I love how there was 3 different meanings of wanted there.
But sorry for interrupting, Jack. I didn't mean to say something rude. I just, wanted to make sure everything was safe. Do you want to continue on with your story? Maybe, though, let's close the curtain and make sure that no one else can see inside or listen.
It was probably a peeping Tom. They wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's an inn. What do you think?
I mean, it's possible. They wanted to see your glorious locks. Now that you don't have your hat on.
Poor hat.
How do you know his name was Tom?
I
Actually,
never
does Jack
asked.
have, like, permanent hat hair right now?
Oh no!
Isn't he like bald on the top or something?
No, it's a full lock of hair. Well, he did like bathe with it. Well, he was underwater for a time, so.
Well, you see, that's the thing you don't understand, Jack, is that when a person habitually wears hats every single day, that actually does shape your hair follicles. Not follicles, but the hair.
Oh yeah,
strands.
you got hair kind of like bunched up like a, what is it, like that 80s hairdo? What am I thinking of?
Mullet?
Yeah, like a mullet, right? Or a pompadour? Is that how a pompadour is born? Sorry, I just had the image of Jack with a pompadour. Shall we canonize that? Shall we canonize that? No, Jack, I won't do that to you. But yeah, it's all up to you. Like, you got bad hair. Like, it's a mess. You really do miss your hat, of course.
Yeah. Well, it's either I get a hat or someone brushes this thing every day for me.
I got a bone brush.
Let's not.
Well, it's perfect. Look, the teeth are fine. He pulls out a bone brush.
I mean, unless you'd like me to braid your hair like I do with my battle sisters, I don't think you'd want that.
Maybe one day for shits and giggles, but not today. Right. So what was it on about my group?
You told me, or does anyone remember?
Oh no, I remember. It's just I don't know if I had anything else. Well, I mean, I know it was a little off and on about whether to try to talk to him or try to attack him, just take him out. And I've got a general idea for the latter. I mean, they basically toll merchants and shit, so we could just pretend to be merchants or like have, let's say, who would they want to rob? Like Christopher. I mean, they won't exactly expect trouble from him. Look at him.
I
Easy
know.
pickings.
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want to steal him?
So Christopher could be the driver, and Shella could be up there with them, as they'd be like, "Oh, they're merchants together," and then the rest of us are hiding under a tarp or something. And then, if it's them, we pop out and attack or something like that.
You just want to see me pelted with arrows again, don't you?
I want to see that every day.
I mean, if you do see it every day, that just means I win the bet all the time.
Wait a minute, you two are betting on me?
I made a bet with you, but you made me lose that. Frown.
Well, we bet once, but I'm willing to bet again.
Yes, go ahead and try to bet with me again. It's not like I won 4 times in a row.
You're not counting, right?
Pulls out her notepad and starts to put another line.
Oh my goodness.
Are you two really having this conversation about me right in front of me as if I'm not a part of this?
I know, boss. It's kind of rude, ain't it?
I mean,
Sorry
we're not.
about that.
Yeah, it's fine. We're not betting about how many arrows get pelted into you, just that you get pelted with arrows. But back to my little group thing. We could either do that ambush of our own, but frankly, I'd want to scout them out first to try to even see if it is them. If it is them, we could do that thing. And concerning Kenan, the tabaxi, I did buy some catnip, and we just need to get like a small sack to fit around one's head. Shove the catnip in there, give it to Arthur, have Arthur sneak up. I don't know what good it'll do, but at the very least we could distract him a bunch, and then Arthur can get stabbing.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Travador is trying to ask Odie, Odie, somebody stole my stash. Where's it at?
Huh? What are you talking about, my good old friend Travador? As
I
she's
had-
wearing a
I
catnip
had-
dress.
What the hell? You're wearing it as a dress? Anyway, back to the scene.
And if we do go the kill route, I mean, Vol, you're not using that poison I gave you, right?
I mean, I have it. I don't usually like the method, but I thought it'd be nice to prep it, you know?
Well, if we have to go the kill route, you could give it to Arthur. Arthur could do the whole catnip bag thing, and then use the poison to stab him.
Well, he could also just lay his arrows with it and then shoot him from afar.
Yeah, but if he's gonna be, putting a bag on his head, if that's the plan we go with, you might as well just stab him with the poison then.
Fair enough.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves. That's still times away. Well, frankly, I would want to do it at first daylight, or at least at a prime time of merchants traveling to make sure, in scouting and all that. And after today, I don't think I'd really be up for a bandit attack. visiting professor is one thing, but yeah, dealing with old them is something else. We could save it for tomorrow.
So, what is the party's intention for the rest of the day?
I mean, I gotta buy Jack a new hat.
Yeah. What else are we doing?
Well, we gotta
So-
go see the professor and that kobold.
Yeah.
So yes, we can't forget the primary reason why we came here.
Alright, well, we're doing that. We could also try to hear out any rumors about the cunning roots, or if that isn't if them, is them out there. Ugh, words. I don't feel complete without my hat.
So kind of
So
perk
you
up
were
a
at the brink of death earlier today, also.
Yeah. What was that, Arthur?
I can, if I can make contacts with you certain people, thieves can't being the Thieves Guild, if there is one. I could try my best. I could try to see if I can track them down, and plus a few other people we might need to find.
Well, could definitely do that. I don't know if there is a thieves guild. I never really bothered to learn that. If there is one, I
Yeah.
don't know about it.
Yeah, you probably would.
I mean, I said that. Okay.
Wait.
Anyways.
What did you say that thieves can't because nobody could speak it, or what?
It's like,
No, I was like trying to
taboo.
imply that through thieves can't. Yeah.
So basically, we didn't hear any of that. Why is Arthur talking about the weather?
Oh
I
right.
do agree, Arthur. The windows, do let the light come in really well.
Oh right. You don't understand the jargon I say sometimes. If I can, I will try to track down some people that might know where they're at, plus a few others that need stabbing. But that would probably be best if I did that on my own.
Yeah, that works well enough.
All right. Did Kronk have any plans for the day, or no?
He's just gonna kind of tag along with whoever interests him at the moment, or whatever's still marking.
Yeah. What about Christopher? What's his ideal for today, if anything? Just passing time, so to speak. Like, I feel like we're going shopping first, right? And then, like, everybody's going to have a little bit of time for themselves before we meet up with the professor. If that's clear. If that's not, like, that's what I'm trying to sort out with you guys. So is there anything you guys want to do before that happens?
I do. Well, for me, it doesn't matter too much, Star, because I wouldn't mind just practicing the step of the way of the wind stuff, and that's how I would kill my personal time.
Yeah. What about the rest of you?
Kronk likes that, so he'll probably go hat shopping with him.
I will get Kronk a hat.
Nice. We're gonna go with my favorite. Alright. So where shall we start, my friends?
Well, then should we go to the stores before they close and then possibly see the professor, invite him to dinner, something like that?
How about we go shopping, everyone does their thing, then we meet back here, and then we go, because frankly, I'm the only one that knows where he lives. Sound good?
Sounds good to me. What about the rest?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
I suppose I could find something to kill time with.
Oh, right.
And
Sorry,
no,
I'm
Shadow,
still.
that doesn't involve smashing a clock.
Huh? What? Smashing a what?
Then let's be off our way. Maybe we could go to a seamstress or maybe a magic shop that has magical hats. I don't know.
Hmm. Interesting. Options. Depends. Where do you want to go? Let's find out. All right, let me go to
Let's go
my.
to Elf first. That's the one I know Vol has been
Yeah,
interested in.
yeah.
What if Jack
But
found a hat of disguise?
You know, that's
I would.
exactly what I was thinking, Christopher.
I don't like the hat of disguise, so I'm just also thinking there might actually be an actual seamstress in this city as well. I can't remember if we made it or not. I feel like we did. It's in here somewhere. But anyway, Elverina's the first stop then, the Arcadium.
Sure.
Okay. Well, for those who don't know, because not everybody here is in the other games, but we enter into a dark room at first, and then lights appear around you as it illuminates the regions where you can see wands, staves, kind of like gathered to one side, a bunch of encased glass cases that have like scrolls and wands in them. And then there's like several knickknacks and different items that are kind of like closer to the front where it's more protected. You can see like an encased bag of holding. You can see an encased cloak of some sort as you enter in. And then at the top, or at the cashier area of this, or the woman who's running the shop, we see an elven woman with golden eyes, long brown hair, with a bit of soft pink at the tips. As you all kind of come in, she gives you this discerning look, like she's definitely sizing you up, whether or not you're worth her time. She is dressed in a gray robe that has like a silver cord around it, though you can't quite see the cord since you can only see what's coming up from the top of the table that's blocking your view. But she kind of like, welcome to the Arcadium. How can I help you?
Hi. I was kind of curious if you had any interesting magical items. Although, for my friend, maybe magical hats.
I have several magical items. I have several magical scrolls, wands, staves. You name it, it's probably somewhat here. If not, then I probably know someone who knows where it might be. But a hat.
I'm fine with just a regular hat, but if you want to give me a magical hat, let's see how it looks.
Oh, I was thinking that for Kronk.
Oh, yeah, that's fine too.
Wait, you're giving a hat of disguise to Kronk?
I mean,
What's he gonna
wouldn't
change
that be...
into? He would be the one character I trust with it, because he barely uses his own class features. I don't think he would know to use the hat either. I don't know. We'll see. She kind of like says, well, I do have one that is left here. Kind of like shows you a mannequin's head with a particular hat. It doesn't look too outstanding by itself, but with an arcane eye of sorts, Fall, I guess you could tell that it has some magical essence to it. Like there might be an arcane rune that just kind of like pops out to you. And she introduces you to an item of Hat of Disguise, and I hate the dice for letting this happen.
Interesting.
Yes, it is. But
How
it's a,
much for it?
it's a very dangerous item. I can't be trusted to give this to you so easily. I would need 1,000 gold to part with it. But I could totally understand if you don't have that kind of money. If you're looking for the toys.
Same song and dance. I get it. I get it. Same song and dance. All right. It's like just pops out 1,000 gold and just puts it right there.
Uh-huh. And where did you, pray tell, obtain this much money?
Auction house in... What was the place again, Christopher? Do you remember?
I'm not sure where you're referring to the place. The city or the auction house?
The city. That's the place I was forgetting about.
Above table? I think what's in Cardriff.
Cardiff.
Yeah.
Thank you, Star.
You're welcome. Because even I was like, wait
Hey,
a
we
minute.
said
do
it
I
at the
know-
same time.
Oh, you're gonna love this. Okay,
I also
okay.
think I also think you did well, Mega. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yes, Cardrith. I just came with a large fortune, so
Sounds like a barbaric land. I'm sure they just hand out gold like it's hand over fist. Very well. You have the money, so you have the hat. She'll take your 1,000 gold and offer the hat of disguise to you to use at your own whims and dangers.
wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you for your patronage. Is there anything else that you might be interested in? Can I help you lighten your load further?
In my case, I was planning to give this to someone else, but do you have anything that might be related with a weapon, sword, or a bow, magical of some sort? It's okay if that's difficult for you.
Oh, difficult. Did you just say difficult? Now that sounds like a challenge. The door is shut, the windows closed, the entire place grows a little darker and eerier. Challenge. And then she kind of like goes over to a small chest that she keeps off to the side. She sets it on the table and she just taps on it and it grows into this huge chest. Challenge. And she pops it open. You want a bow? I have a bow. She reaches in. She pulls out this elegant looking bow with silver lining around the edges that it kind of like lets a soft, like a soft glimmer as she kind of like shows it off to you. I don't normally share these relics with passerbys, but I will not hear that I can't procure a certain item. It's from inspection, a longbow +2.
Christopher's just wondering if Asmodeus is going to pop out of the corner.
Wait till she pulls out the brimstone.
Oh my gosh! So, I know Arthur already has a +2 bow, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
So, I think Vol would kind of look at that and kind of sit there and go like, how much?
Let me hear your offer, see how much you're willing to spend for such an object. And I'll let you know if your price is worthy of it.
Let me roll something for her, because I'm trying to see how good of an eye she is. I'm going to roll something for me.
Well, you can also roll an insight on her. She just shut the door.
Well, that's kind of why I'm trying to figure out if she would insight or not. But no, I'll roll an insight if you want me to. That works. That helps me out.
You tell me what you want to do. Yeah, she is good. Whatever she's doing, this show that she's putting on, if she's trying to scare the shit out of you or whatnot, she's putting on a good performance. She's telling you all, yeah, you're eating her bullshit. She did scare the shit
out of me when I literally sit there and go like, crap. Look at her, kind of sit there. 40,000.
Make a persuasion check.
Ah, jeez. Oh gosh. Let's see how well that goes. Let's
hold
find out.
Okay, well, since you already rolled it, I was gonna say maybe we could have let somebody speak up for you, but you know it's fine.
That's always so funny whenever Vol just opens her mouth.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, put the 40 down, and we'll call it good as done.
Well, how do we know it's actually what you say it is?
Are you questioning me? Her eyes light up.
Yeah, I am.
And who are you to question me? Are you an expert? If you are, then come on up here and take a look for your damn self. I don't have to prove anything to you. I don't sell shams.
I'm an artificer.
You're an RV.
mentor.
Whoop-de-doo-da-day. You know how many times I hear that word? It sickens me. Those who study science thinking it's all hoo-ha and doodads of what I do. You're not welcome here.
Jack likes to antagonize every person that we meet.
Yes. Now I'm gonna go up to the bow.
She grabs the bow and she pulls out an arrow. You want to see how it works? And she pulls back on the string and she aims right at you.
I'm gonna whip out my crossbow and aim it at her. Now, here's the thing. You need an arrow for that. I don't need to pull out a bolt for this. See, this has a little infusion that allows me to repeatedly shoot without ever loading it. I basically have unlimited ammunition, which means I can put as
Oh
many
boy.
bolts in you as I want.
How many times do I have to put a person in their place?
What's
I think
Jack?
Kronk's trying to do that already.
Rolled for Kronk versus Jack again.
Okay. Jack, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Because she, like, sets the bow down and she points at you. And Kronk... Oh, this is perfect. Kronk, he stiffens up as he gets held personed. And then she picks the bow back up. I'm sorry, were you saying something? Oh, I'm sorry, you can't even move your lips. My apologies. And she just leaves you like that. Kronk has you in a... just holding this limp person with the whole person spell cast on him. I have a minute of his attention diverted from our transaction. So if you have 40k, you could take your friend and leave.
Well, I'm not gonna mess with someone that powerful and that beautiful, so let's do that. Try to compliment her so to ignore what happened. Go like,
Just throw me...
yep.
Okay, now I know it may not be good. Just throw me a random persuasion, though. It could hit a random... You know, because you're throwing a compliment. Let's see how it lands.
I'm not meant for persuasion!
I know. But she smiles at you nonetheless. Like, she takes it as a pity at this point. It's like, oh, you poor dear. Can't roll for shit. And she takes your 40k. About 10 seconds left on the whole person before Jack can freely move again. But, Kronk, are you holding him this entire time?
No, that roll was for punching him in the shoulder.
Oh, yeah? Oh, just in case he fired? Yeah. So, yeah.
And I get to punch Jack whenever I think he's being a douche to someone.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you felt the turtle punch you in the shoulder, trying to say, "Hey, you're being a douche," but you are kind of frozen in place for a moment. And as she finished counting out the money, she takes it in, and you guys are free to leave with 10 seconds left on the whole person, or you could just wait for Jack to get free and then leave.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna also give her 100 gold, just be like, he kinda needs that.
You don't have to pay for his mistakes. She passes it back to you. We have done a well transaction. You, my dear, are welcome back. Him, however, he could take his artificer and spit on it. Just throw it out in the trash. Just throwing garbage on everything we spellcasters spend our entire lives learning. And now Jack is free. And she is...
Are up.
Yeah, and she is getting fluently angry at Jack the more she looks at him.
Because we're just kind of like strolls in here. So like, speaking of spellcasting, would you happen to be in possession of any chalk suitable for teleportation?
Yes, why wouldn't I have the simplest needs? My dear boy, I have that. And she definitely points out to where the chalks and inks are that you need to make the circle. As much as you need, so how much are you buying worth?
He'll buy 100 golds worth.
Alright, fair enough. And I swear to God, if I hear another person saying that I can't procure an item, it'll be the end of them. Staring at Jack the entire time she says it. Even though it was Vol that challenged her.
No, but she just misspoke. And then I was gonna be like, I'm used to working with like smiths. I'm not used to with enchanted stuff. Kind of like, but you kind of, Jack kind of walked in, go like,
no, he was. Yeah, he had to brag about being an artificer in front of a wizard who spent all their life doing it the other way. And, you know, with the other artificers in town, how much can she take, right? They come in here asking her for her goods and their experiments. And you think she's happy about that? I'm gonna turn this one into a gun. You damn kids.
It's a...
Yeah, now you
like
see her mentality.
It's a... You know, despite what... Just kind of like side eyes Jack, who is still paralyzed. It's what our friend said, we have nothing but the respect for your magic and your wares. He's just unfriendly.
Make a persuasion check to completely defuse her. Now the right person's making the check. How about that? Let's see how this goes, though.
Watch, we'll laugh though. We'll laugh
Yeah,
though.
we
Hold
will.
on.
We will.
I'm
It's
ready.
gonna be a
I'm
natural
ready
one.
to laugh.
Oh no,
Never
it's good.
mind.
We'll laugh next time. So she kind of like breathes deeply to recompose herself, and she's like, "Well, you are a very well mannered man, and you have my appreciation for appreciating such arts. And I understand your friend is a total asshole, and I don't like him. Will
You
there
would
be
share
anything
that
else?
with a number of individuals on 2 continents. Oh no, make that 3.
People don't live long when they're assholes. Trust me, I've seen it happen.
He only died once yesterday.
Oh, goody! He's already halfway there. Unfortunately, the death didn't stick. I wonder how that happened.
I do believe that he's living on a prayer.
Was it some...
Can I move at this point?
Yeah, you can move at this point, yeah. Like,
Okay.
you were able to move, but we
Now-
we were just antagonizing you now.
Neville, I would recommend that you take his hand and we'll make it out of here, I swear.
Christopher takes
I will
your
continue
hand, Jack,
making
at
this song
Dimension
reference.
Doors. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so you guys... Yeah, I don't know. You sticking around? You want to hear some more sass? She's got it.
Nope, I'm not messing with the wizard. I'm not messing with the wizard. Walking out.
Okay, so you got you a nice bow, and like it's of elvish design. Like that's what I was trying to point out. Like it just has like this silver tracing going through it. And if Jack was to somehow inspect it, it is an actual +2 longbow.
Yeah, I was going to identify it, but then
I
she
was
had
going
a
to
full
let
arrow.
you, but then you fucking start opening that mouth of yours and start saying
Yeah.
shit about artificers. I'm like, you're gonna say that to a wizard who studied their ass off to be able to
Yeah.
cast when you just come in here buying these silly wands and then turning them into something else. At any rate, you
Hey,
guys
I'll
leave
have you
with...
know that she has an excellent relationship with at least one artificer. Thank you.
Yeah, but they don't go around bragging that they're an artificer, so that's good on them. That's the key word. Like, you don't come in here and brag to her. But at any
I
rate,
just
you got...
know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I just know that I'm gonna head to the hat shop. But before I do that, once I step out, I'm gonna give Kronk the Hat of Disguise, but also the Mace of Terror.
Oh, dear Lord. Alright, well, Kronk... I don't know if Kronk's going to use the mace because he's got that cool scimitar he likes to use. But we'll see. What does Kronk feel about that?
Wait, so kind of sorry to do this to you there, Bull. What's the hat look like there, Star?
At the moment, it looks like a silly tricone hat. Like a pirate hat of some sort. But there's like arcane runes kind of like woven into the edges so it can change as needed, along with whatever disguise you think of.
Hey, Gronk's gonna try it on, but he's
Mhm.
probably not gonna like how it fits.
It slides over your eyes and into your mouth almost. Or at least the top part, right?
He's gonna take it off and give it to Jack.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you couldn't wear a hat.
I do not like how this one feels. I like Jack's, but it was too big for me.
I'll keep that in mind from now on. I apologize.
Perhaps we'll make you a daisy chain later.
Who is Daisy?
Ooh, I love chaining daisies. But it's hard to find more than one.
Christopher just looks down like, Shella, what have you been doing when we're not around?
What? This is an old kobold thing we used to do. Sometimes
what,
there'd
I'm
be
not
some
going to think
people
too
named
hard about
Daisy,
that.
and yeah, she tries to start to explain, then she just runs off with her thoughts. Ah, the good old days.
It's good to know. Kind of like, just verify. It's like, alright, I gave him the mace, and then
By the
Jack got
by
the
the,
hat.
by the way, while this is still fresh on my mind, remind me to tell you the story of how Alvarina killed almost half the city on accident.
I will make a note on that.
Do that one off stream, and I might actually upload the story to Reddit later on. That's actually a good one. I'm gonna make enough to do that. Okay, so anyway, you
No,
guys
I imagine she probably has to keep a sign legally at the front of her store. Ask me how I almost killed half a city.
Well, it happened in a weird time where at sunset the chaos magic was going kind of crazy, and I was using a Curse of Strahd chart for wild magic. You can imagine what happened next.
Oops.
Oops, I did it again. Anyway, what would you guys like to do? You want to find an actual hat shop? Oh, excuse me.
Well, do we need to?
I mean, you
Kind
don't
of.
need. Do you want to? Okay, so Jack, you have the hat of disguise on your head. Do you wish to attune to it?
Not.
It's not an attunement item,
Is it?
from what I remember.
Not?
Yes, it is. It
don't-
requires attunement.
Yeah, because you have to
I don't
attune to
remember
it
it
for it
doing
to
any of
actually
that. I
doing
guess
anything. Let me check real quick. Like I'm pretty sure I read that. Requires attunement. Yep. In order for the disguise spell to work. Yep.
If it's I'm gonna actually hold on to. I'll put the hat of disguise in the bag of holding and hold on to the wand so I can attune to that.
All right, fair enough. Turning wands into guns and stuff. Ugh. Anyways,
Well, I know then what we gotta do then. It's like, alright, hat shop then.
you do find a woman who runs like a fabric shop, and I don't think it's actually named. That's weird. I could have sworn we gave it. Hold on, fanciful things. Ah, okay, that's right. There's a elven woman here who runs this shop with long blonde hair and hands of elegant grace. You could kind of like see in her thread together some fabrics as you're entering into the shop, and she kind of like pauses from her work, and as she stands up to greet you, you could look around. You can see lavish clothing. When I say lavish, I'm talking like clothing meant for nobles, right? Like they're on display in mannequins, just kind of like showing off like nobleman garments, like a cavalry looking uniform that some nobles might use to like show their affiliation with the military. There's outfits for like dinner and dining, and lots of dresses of various colors and elegant cuts. Some of them are fully, like fully like cover as much skin as possible, and then there are some very scantily cladded dresses in a select section. But as you kind of like approach her, and you do see like other ornaments like hats and scarves and other things like that as well. And she just kind of like comes over and greets you in a very sweet, melodic voice, better than mine. How can I help you all?
I'm looking for a new hat.
Oh, what kind of hat are you looking for, sir?
Kind of like you'd kind of see on a bounty hunter. My sort of brown that matches my coat. A little bit more wide brimmed. Nothing as fancy as these delightful things. It's. I don't want to say comfortable because I'm sure those are mighty comfortable, but I doubt those are ready to be worn out in the wilds and such.
Perhaps I have a couple of selections I could show you. I would need your measurements, of course, to adjust the hat size, but and she'll show you like 3 hats in particular. One of them is kind of like triangular shape, like the points at the front, and it brims out around the edge of the hat, and kind of like makes a sharp point, and it kind of like comes back in from the backside, so it looks like a, I guess in a way, like Star Trek emblem if you were to look at it from above. And it just kind of like curves back in, and like the edges of the eyes are definitely covered, but it's like not a lot of hat that's kind of like covering the air, so it's kind of got a light feel to it. Made out of leathers. Uh, Shows you that one in particular. Something like this, or
Let's see the other two.
yeah. And then the next one she shows you, it is a long brim hat, kind of curves from left to right, like it's got like an upper rise to it. So like the left side kind of comes up a little bit more than the right in a, I don't know, like an orbital feel. But she kind of like shows that one to you. It's like, what about something like this? I know it's a little fancy in a way, but definitely some nobleman tried to order it and did not want to keep it.
Let me just see the last one. I just want to compare the three. That's all.
No problem, sir. And then she shows you one, and this one here is a leveled, long brim hat. It's got like a black belt going around the top of the headpiece where it crops out with a little dip, just like a normal hat that you're used to. And the brim doesn't quite extend out as far as yours, but it definitely has like a feel to it. It's definitely got a feel to it.
I'll take this last one.
Very well then, let me get the measurements of your head, and then we'll size it up, and I'll have it ready for you shortly.
Sure thing.
All right, she grabs a tape measure and tries to measure your head. And she goes, "My, that's a big head you have there. Oh, the hair is deceptive, my bad."
Yeah, I kind of lost my last hat.
Her comment about the big head, Christopher just mutters under his breath. No kidding.
Yeah, Jack just went off. He didn't even hear that part. And she just kind of like, all right, fair enough. And she gets the measurement, and yeah, she spends a few moments. What looks like she's just kind of like pressing her fingers against it, but for those who are taking a closer look, you can definitely see like she's using something like a mending or something to kind of like etch it out to the right length. So she's just kind of like casually pushing it out the brim to fit his headspace. And after a few moments, she finishes it and goes, "Here you go. Let's see how it fits." Hands it to you.
Thank you, miss. How much do I...
Well, let's see if it fits first.
Alright.
How's it feel?
Feels alright. Just gonna have to
Yeah.
get a little used to it, so...
Well, you do look pretty sharp in it.
Well, thank you kindly.
All right. Since the interaction here is with you, Jack, why don't you just give me a persuasion check? Like, I got a price in mind, but depending upon how your customer relationship goes, you could probably get it for less than what she was going to ask, which was 10 gold. But, you know, she goes, "You know what, for you, since you're such a kind customer, I'll take 7 gold piece for it."
Oh, thank you. Here, here's a tip. I'm gonna give her an extra gold piece.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Tell your friends, it's definitely getting close to ballroom time. There's a lot of dances coming up, and I will be getting busy, but I can make time for some good customers. Does Kronk want an outfit?
Krunk accidentally zaps Jack with his wand of smiling.
Oh, make a, what is it, a wisdom saving throw?
I think it's charisma check.
Oh, check it out for me,
Or
Kronk, will
charisma
you?
save, excuse me.
Yeah, what does your wand say, buddy? I'll look it up if you need me to.
I'm trying to put it up, but I can't put it up real easy.
Yeah, I gotta kind of like go and look at it, unless you write it down somewhere, right? Oh my.
If I remember correctly, it's a DC 10 charisma. It's not
Yeah,
particularly high.
Yeah, it's not particularly high, but it's hilarious if when it fails. Wanda smiles. I was looking up smiling for some reason. So you wave the wand at him. One of the charges, yeah, DC 10 charisma. So Jack, make a DC charisma check. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Wow.
You have,
And he has
you
no
have,
flashes.
yeah, you have the biggest smile on your face right now, and you don't know why. It hurts. It's like, what the hell? My face is smiling so hard. And
I really like this hat.
oh, I could tell.
Just so
sir.
you know, Jack, Shella was 5 and
She was waving it at
He was 6.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, I love how you guys love to make decisions like that. And she smiles back at you. "Well, I'm glad you're very happy with the purchase. You do tell your friends to come back and see me. I much appreciate having you."
Oh, I will. I definitely will. Hey, Vol, look at all these pretty dresses. I
Yeah,
think
you could-
you'd look right in them.
And Bo, you look at him, he's got this biggest smile that you've never seen him ever smile before. "Here's Johnny."
I'd never expect you to be that happy with your hat. But, well, I'm not sure. I actually haven't worn a dress since I was a kid, so usually uniform's what I usually wear.
Well, we do have several uniforms. Could even incorporate a uniform dress depending upon for where you're from.
I don't know if Timor is, into that kind of style. I do have my
Well,
uniform with me if you want to take a look at it, but that's what I usually wear for formal events.
I could probably glean an inspiration, and I have had some Timorians come in. Have you ever heard of the regalia?
I heard of it. Am, I've been invited to join some of the times, but I've been always too busy.
Well, the regalia, the high honor guards of the Timor Castle, they've been on escort missions and had to participate in balls here in Tynex, so I've had the luxury to pick out some very fine uniform and dress sets for certain members of the group. But like I said, if you want to share your inspiration with me, I can incorporate something if you wish to make a custom order. But then again, it doesn't happen today. Just something to put on your plate in case you're hungry.
I'll keep that in mind if we have to do any formal events. Maybe you could remod my uniform already. I don't
If
wear
you
it
would
often.
like, yes. I mean, would you like for me to make it more functional for you?
I do need to refit it.
Very well
And
then. But let me take a look at it, and I'll tell you what I can do for you.
now, I want to describe the uniform, but I don't know what you would say the Timordian look would be. I know mine's kind of a
Well,
gold
the problem
because of my
is
rank.
that actually the problem's easier than you think. What I described to you is sectioned only to Timor Castle. Like that was the royal guards. That's their royal guards that dress like that she talked about. Now, other armies within the Timor Kingdom that are not directly under the Queen's orders, which I don't imagine your particular realm would be, could have a
Right.
different color set. So I'll let you have freedom on what the color set is or how it looks. So if you want to describe it to me, if I feel like it's off, I'll say, I don't know, that looks. But either way, I don't think I'm going to disagree. So what's your thought on it?
I would say that, she would pull out this kind of navy blue uniform, but it has a lot of golden trim, specifically gold because of the group she was working with
Right.
and relating to her rank. And the best way I could explain it is it has the old, revolutionary, frill coat style look,
Like
but a lot more
Napoleon
sleek.
cuffs on the shoulders, like circle shoulders and whatnot.
Right, but a lot more slick, so not as bulky.
All right, so they kind of like maybe blend in with the shoulder in a way. Okay.
Right.
I like it.
So
Yeah, I
blue
like
and
the color.
gold.
Blue and gold with sleek, and she can see like rips and tears in your ornaments or different sections of the outfit because you've worn this for quite some time and wear and tear is just natural. And
Right,
she
I've
goes,
got it. Well,
"Have
I
you
was
been
just
able
gonna
to
say I was
fit?
gonna.
Yeah, have you been able to fit in it lately or no?"
Not recently. I recently just retired, and
Well,
I hate to say this, I'm not a seamstress.
she whips out the tape measure that she had earlier for the head measurement. She just wraps it around your waist and says, "Well, let me get your measurements." And she just kind of goes up and down, left to right, making sure she gets all the body measurements she needs. And then she compares it to the clothing in a way. Well, good news is you didn't gain too much weight in your retirement, so that's not going to be a problem. Though, top might need a little bit more work. I could clean this up for you and add a little bit more spin to it if you like. The service is pretty cheap considering. Since you're providing most of the material, I could do it for about 5 gold.
I'll make it 7 if, you do a fantastic job. I
Very well.
respect people that have talents that I don't have.
She gives you a slight bow and says, "I will do my very best. I would love nothing more than to prove my worth to you."
Thank you kindly.
And if you leave the uniform with her, she'll definitely set it aside, get it cleaned up, and get to work on it when she gets time. So
Yeah, I'll leave it with her.
All right, so she sets that aside for now. Gets a special box for it too. Like she offers the box to you so you can like put it in ceremoniously. Like she is making sure you feel like this outfit is getting its own space and nothing else is going to touch it. You'll have no fear. Nothing else will interfere with your uniform while it's in my care.
That'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And she pulls the box off to the side, sets it in a safe location next to the counter for her to catch up on. Well, before I go to work on any of those designs, is there anything else I can help your lovely group with?
I think you already made his day, so I think we're good. Points to Jack,
He
who
he
is
is
he still
very
smiling?
for a minute, yeah. I would say he was able to break the smile at the end of our conversation there. Jack, are you just still smiling for shits and giggles now on your own, or no?
Yeah, it's still smiling.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
I think
realize
it
that
sounds
he
like
doesn't realize
this.
he can put it down.
Mhm. Wow, that one really works, Kronk. But go ahead.
Works 100% of the time, 50% of the time.
Yeah. So she kind of like smiles back, and she seems to be looking at you in a different light, Jack. Like she seems pleasantly pleased at you as you're smiling back at her. So you can definitely see her giving you small nods and like appreciating the fact that you're happy about your purchase. Which, if you like, you can make a insight check anybody with this little motif going on with her, but you don't have to.
You know, I will because she was so nice with my uniform.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make one too.
I can't read this lady at all.
Yeah. But Jack, she's got the hots for you.
Oh boy.
Like your smile is just kind of like making her heart melt, and she's doing her best to contain it and keep her composure. But you got a loaded gun there.
He starts to blush a little, and the smile. He's still gonna smile, but it's less big happy smile and more like nervous, like flattered smile. And he like just turns his head away just slightly.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah. She kind of like coughs a bit, like to change the subject. Well then, if that's all, I can get right to work and be on that. Or did you have any intentions to buy any other materials, or can I help you with anything else, sir? Maybe you? Just kind of like getting Jack's attention again. Anything else do you need?
Uh, I might come back.
I would look
Maybe
forward
later
to it.
today or.
Oh, well,
Well,
I am open
I'm
till
not one
5.
for. Well, if I don't see you today, maybe tomorrow.
Just letting you know.
If all things.
Indeed.
I've never been one for more fancy clothing, but
Well, you'll
suppose
find out that the charm of having fancy clothing can definitely set a mood when you enter into a room. As you can see, one of these particular dresses here that I pick out for myself, it kind of like puts a fine little dress around her front and just kind of like mimics wearing it in front of you, and you kind of like get an idea of what it looks like on her. Like this one here, it definitely sets a beautiful motif and gets everybody in a pleasant mood when they look at you. Though I don't expect you to wear that. Sorry. Sets it down.
no troubles. I must say, it looks funny good on you. I maybe
No.
maybe tomorrow after a little events. Maybe I'll see if I can. Maybe you can find something that'll look good on me. I'm not one
Oh.
for more fancy gatherings, but I'm sure
Oh.
you have an eye for it.
I would be happily able to do that for you. Or, I'm sorry, I would be more than happy to do that for you. Kind of stutters on
Christopher
her
just
own words.
starts awkwardly sliding himself out of the store.
Hey, boss, do I have to keep watching this?
It's like, Well, I'm leaving. You don't have to stay either.
Well, yeah, I'm
Mentally,
on
it's
your
just like
shoulder here. Let's go.
sliding out.
Yeah. So we see Christopher walk out with his invisible Dorian, and yeah. What do you guys want to do? Are we pretty much done in this location, or shall we move on?
Oh, I'm done, like, dropping off my uniform. I wasn't
Hmm?
expecting that, but,
No. Hey,
I'm good.
opportunities come out
I
of this.
step, like, just running my way of the wind, gain the last spell with Christopher, and then, we could just visit the Smither's Moth now.
All right. So unless there's anything else out of the side that you guys want to do, we can focus on Smithersmon. So what do you guys want to do? Anything else?
I mean, Arthur is wanting to contact the Thieves Guild if there was one.
Well, I'd like to know how you plan on finding out. So let me go with Arthur for a
Oh.
moment since I let you guys go for. So did Arthur sneak off on his own then? Is that what happened?
Yeah,
All right.
he would have been left on his own. He
All right.
is going to
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
he is going to get a bag, fill it with all his copper and silver,
Uh huh.
and he's just gonna put it kind of on the side where pickpockets can easily grab it. Do his best to try and conceal any skin if possible.
So you're
And
hanging
he's
out
just
in
gonna
the tavern doing this?
No, he would eventually just kind of start walking towards the. Yeah, he would have filled the bag in the tavern, but then he would have start walking to where he would think more.
Huh. Let
Where
me
he would.
see. Yeah, let me. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to help you here. Is what I'm trying to do, but I don't know if I can yet. So definitely want to go with your intention and see if I can work with you there. So your intention is to fill up a bag, try to lure somebody to pickpocket in order to grab a hold of them or something like that.
More or less, no, make them pickpocket me, and then I chase them to where they're gonna be going, or
Oh
follow
boy.
them.
All right. All right. And where are you trying to lure them from?
Just kind of wherever on the street I can end up finding one.
That can be anywhere, and I do need. Okay, I'm going to give you options to kind of like help you. Like, do you want to be in the noble district? Do you want to be on the common streets? Do you want to be near the lower tier? Like the people who don't have enough jobs, enough workplace, like they're barely making it. The lower class, as it were.
Kind of like the lower class area.
Yeah, so as you're kind of like scouting out this city, you realize like the more north you go, the fancier things get. Where you're at in the middle is commerce, a lot of, you know, basically stores, shops, and stuff of that nature that are meant for everybody. More fanciful shops in the north, but as you kind of like go south even more, you find some rundown places, some places that are hardly mentioned, hardly anybody goes to, and then it comes into like a residential district of a lot of rundown houses. And yeah, you're currently on one of these alleys, just kind of like hanging out. Is there anything in particular you're trying to do to like set the trap, so to speak? Like get the bait out there? Like how are you
Maybe
posturing yourself?
kind of in a way that would effectively give the idea like, hey, I'm not really paying attention.
All right,
Also,
all
maybe
right.
jangling around that bag of coins.
Why don't you make me a performance just for shits and giggles?
Okay. It's a +3.
All right. So that was basically to see if I wanted to do what I originally thought, and apparently the dice are like, yeah, do that. All
I'm
right.
scared.
So as you probably should be, as you're kind of like watching the streets, you see about three children who are like playing with a ball that is half flat, like it's like a kickball that they're trying to kick around, and they come kicking it around you for a moment, and they're just playing. It doesn't seem out of the ordinary at the moment. Are you doing anything?
Just watching them.
Make a perception check.
Okay. No eyes illegal, so no advantage on this one.
The okay, so there's two boys and a little girl. The little girl like kicks the ball, and one of the boys reaches out for it and falls to the ground. and then she kind of like snakes around you and she starts to grab the bag. Do you let her do it or no? Like, you notice it though. Arthur, did
I
you
just
do
I
it?
was muted.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
are. Welcome back. Do you let her do it?
So yeah, and then I'll kind of just follow if they try to run off.
All right. Yeah, I guess she like had a trouble kind of like pulling it off. Like whatever she learned, you could tell she's going to get better at it with age, but she kind of like snips at it and the bag finally falls off your hip. You can't know if like, oh, this girl's going to grow up to be a good rower or that little bitch, she's just stole my shit. Whatever you feel, it's up to you. But you saw her do it. You maybe appreciate it, who knows. She quickly hides it and conceals it in one of her pockets. Like she's got these big flowery dress that she's kind of got, though it's, torn in several places. She definitely has like a lot of big pockets that she can easily conceal it in. And then they start kicking the ball down the street and they start running down an alleyway. This is the part where you tell me what you're doing. Are you
Sorry.
muted again?
I'm coming through. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're here.
I guess yeah. You said are they walking off or?
No, they ran. Like they grabbed the ball after like there was some kind of confirmation, right? Like she did
Yep.
something like waving at him, like "Come on, come on," and then the two boys run past you, like they literally bump into you to make you feel like something went wrong, and then they push past you, and then they go down an alleyway to the right as soon as they start running down.
Yep. I'm running after them.
All right, so they get down the alleyway. You see them in it, and they're still stepping and running. And then, as they get to the end of the alleyway, two of them go left, one goes right. Make a perception check to see if you notice who went where.
I'm gonna regret not having the Ice of the Eagle on, aren't I?
Probably. The girl went left.
Okay, I'm going left.
All right, so you run to the left, and you could see them kind of like going towards a shack house. But then again, the boy and the girl split again, and they're definitely trying to weave through the back alleys to try to lose you. But with the go ahead and give me another perception to see if she kind of like confuses you. Like so far, you got a beat on her. Yeah, totally. Like she is not getting out of your sight. You catch her breaking off, splintering, and now she's by herself going down one of the alleyways. And then all of a sudden, we see her getting contact with one of the boys that went to the right earlier. And they stop for a moment. Then they look down the alleyway to see if they see you. Are you trying to be stealthy?
Sure.
Make a stealth check.
Yep, add advantage because I do have that Cloak of Elvenkind on.
All right.
24.
24. All right. Let me just roll for them real quick. Fair enough. They look, they don't see anything, and they stop there for a moment, and then they run. They run together for a moment, and then you kind of like catch up to them again, right? And then you see them split the alleyways. The girl goes right, and the boy goes left. Which way do you go?
Going right.
The girl stops, and she's just waiting at the end of the alley, like waiting for somebody, and she just doesn't do anything except stand there.
Okay. You know what? I am going to use a thing, and I'm going to climb up the walls if I can, up to the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of watch from the skies for a minute. Is there anybody else down there at this point?
Make a perception.
Okay.
You look around. You see the girl. You see the third boy, not the one you just saw split off, but the third boy. And he seems to be running towards an old shack. The girl kind of like splits off and runs towards a separate shack. And then that's about all you see with the kids.
I'm going to go ahead and pop into one of those shacks and kind of try to make my way down, act as if I belong there.
Whenever I say shack, it looks like a residential of some sort. Like, they are poor houses, so to speak. Very poor. but they look like shacks. So they popped into separate shacks. And if you're going to go and investigate one of them, which one are you going to? I need specifics.
Screw it, I'm going to the one with the where the girl went into.
All right, so you go towards the little girl, and we can see, like, as you approach, there's a window that's kind of like there, space where a window could fit if there was actually glass here. And through this window, you can make out a more mature woman, a older woman, probably the mother, and she seems to be like cooking or boiling water or trying to make something for her child. And the child is just sitting down at a table, maybe drawing or something like that. Like she's just looking like she's doing nothing out of the ordinary.
Well, I'm gonna either be losing 4 gold or something.
Something.
I guess in this instance, I'm going to watch the window and knock on the door. You know, this just
The woman stops whatever she's doing. She walks towards the front door of the shack and opens it. Yes, can I help you?
Hi, yes, I'm looking for a certain set of people. Either do you by chance happen to know these people? Basically, using thieves' cant to try and point out, like, hey, I'm looking for the thieves' guild.
All right. So what do you think you're saying that is not thieves' cant? Like, what's the actual wording of what you're saying? I'll let you decide.
I kind of like what I said, but I was definitely putting emphasis on people.
No, no, no. I mean, like, are you talking about the weather? Are you saying that you're like grabbing a grape from a, like, how obscene does it sound to the normal person of what you're saying to get thieves' cant out of anybody? Like what, like what does it sound like? That's what I'm basically saying.
Wait,
Like,
2%.
pretend she doesn't know thieves' cant. What is she actually hearing you say?
The weather sure is a bit draft right now. I wouldn't mind having a certain set of people to go hunker down with the weather, being as it is.
That sounds pretty rude to be asking a woman who's by herself with her child, she replies. Has no context to what she just said in thieves' cant.
Oh, my apologies.
That's rude. Is there a reason you're here? Yeah,
Uh, uh,
imagine now that she actually doesn't know thieves' cant. You don't even have to imagine anymore.
um, it's gonna stop for a second.
Well, if you got
Those
nothing to say, I don't
conferences.
have time. Yeah, go ahead. You continue. Like she's definitely like tapping her foot, like say something, or I'm giving up on you.
Well, he's just gonna hand her 4 gold. It's like, here, I must
I
have a
am
wrong
not
house.
that kind of woman, and she hands it back. How dare you! Slap.
I was.
I don't even know you, and you're gonna hand me money like you know me? I dare say.
Quick insights?
Yes, please do, because I love to tell you what you just. Yeah,
I had a
sh-
Victorian education.
she basically thought you were paying for sex.
No, not that. This is just a
There you
very.
go. I am not that kind of woman. How dare you assume such?
I never did.
Make a
I this,
persuasion.
this is.
At disadvantage because you're mumbling.
I'm trying to.
Oh, good, good, though.
23.
Good. Yeah. Your mumbling's helping. That's good to know. She goes, oh, okay. Well, I'm not sorry. She says sternly, looking at you.
Yes, I thought maybe you would need the 4 gold. No strings attached. My apologies.
Fair enough. Then I guess I will take the 4 code then. You're an odd one. Why are you even here? Who are you even looking for?
Kind of people. It doesn't matter.
If you're
Well,
handing me
he's
4
gonna drop.
gold, you can ask me a question. Maybe I can answer it for you. I don't feel right taking your money for nothing.
Well, this is going to sound rather odd, but I'm looking for someone that's underground, if you know what I'm talking about. Or a set of someone's underground
All right.
that might be able to point me in the
What
right direction of someone.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna roll. I'm rolling a D100, and the higher, the more she actually knows. The lower, the less she really has any intention on. So it's kind of like, how much information does she have? Okay. Underground, you say? Now, I've heard rumors, and I don't know how true they are, but I wouldn't put too much stock into them. But there's said to be something strange at the brewery. Something about you're underground, maybe, with the brewery, but that's about all I know.
All right, well, thank you. I might go check that out later. Thank you again, and sorry again. My apologies. And with that, he is going to leave.
Oh, what a strange guy. Can you believe I found 4 gold? He walks back to the little girl. Oh, that's great, Mommy. Anyway, you leave. Is there...
Strange people here. Usually,
Yeah,
Timor doesn't.
Yeah, anything else you want to suss out before you go a certain direction, or?
What time is getting to be in game?
Let's see. You guys pretty much did the spa thing around noonish, right? That sound fair?
Yeah, like
The whole
10
adventure
to
with them, yeah, I would say there's like 2 hours that are passing right now. So like, you guys can go at the professor around 3 if you want. So
it's
if
around
there's,
2ish.
yeah, it's 2ish right now.
He is going to make his way back to the tavern for now.
All right.
This,
Now, would you like to know above table what happened to your money?
I just got conned, didn't I?
Well, yes and no. Like, you were following, and then when the little girl and the little boy met up, they traded off. So you had eyes on the two that did not have your money.
Oh well, I lost silver and gold.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
silver and copper.
Hey, they're happy about it. And then you gave away
Yeah.
4 gold.
Yeah. Yeah, I already guessed that con the minute you had them all meeting
Oh,
up together.
yeah. I run this con in Timor too. Don't think this is just exclusive to one location. I was like, should I do this
It's
con? D100? Yes, do this con. All right, let's do it.
great. Okay,
Hey,
all right.
good
Well,
good
going back
news
to
though.
tavern.
You still got the information, kinda. All right. But yeah, you all returned to the tavern because Arthur had some things to go check on, and I guess everybody agreed to meet back at the tavern before heading to the doctor. Is that correct?
Who?
Or professor? Sorry. I mean, he has a doctorate. Sorry.
I mean,
I'm a doctor, but not that kind of doctor.
I'm just saying,
Marty,
like,
something's got to be done about your kids.
Two different things would be happening if Jack were
Yeah.
going to see the professor versus going to see the doctor. So that's
Oh,
why.
yeah. Well, to be fair, we don't know if it's either or at the moment. But anyways, so what we're gonna do before we go to the professor, we're gonna go ahead and take our break. I'm gonna get something to drink. I'm gonna mentally prepare myself for the nonsense that's gonna possibly ensue. Hope you guys have been enjoying the stream. Actually, I'm loving this session so far. You guys are having a lot of fun, I hope. But we will continue to play StreamRaiders. I probably need to start the next battle, and I apologize. I'll get that going. I just really got into that scene. So that's one thing. StreamRaiders gets lagged because I get into a scene. But we will be back in about 5-10 minutes. We're going to get drinks. We're going to use the restroom. So BR to the beat, my friends. Stay tuned. All right, my friends, we are back from our break, and we got StreamRaiders in the background. We have a charity event down there in the Twitch pick panels. Make sure you vote for a good charity for us to support in May. And yeah, these lovely guys have met back at the tavern, have intentions to go meet Professor Smithersmon finally. And yeah, we got done buying a hat, got done talking to Elvarina, got done talking to a few people in Shandora. What would you guys like to do?
So, where
Eat
would
your
you
mic.
find
There you
this? I'm gonna eat it. Don't worry. But it's basically like Vulture's gonna respond. It's like, so where do we find your, you know, teacher of some sort?
Well, he's either gonna be at his place or at the workshop.
Make a history check, Jack,
Alright.
before you complete that sentence, because the sentence is definitely going to change. His place is the workshop.
Okay. Now, it could be either one, but then again, they are the same place, so either one we go to will be the right place.
Then, any last minute things anyone wants to do?
I want to go play soccer. No, I'm kidding.
on.
Let's just go.
I was like, hold on, let me see if I have a gotcha item. But go ahead, it's like, now we could go.
Oh wow, did you know I named Smiley an actual name? Anyway, food for thought. What are we doing, guys? Are
Well,
we
if
going?
we're
Are we going there? Yeah. Oh,
yeah, if we're all grouped up together, we'd start going there.
All right. So as you guys are making your way, yeah, it is in a noble district, so you'll be heading north part of town. And I am just trying to remember. Did I name that kobold that she's after?
Prod?
Yes.
What was it?
Prod or Prod or.
Oh, Prod. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, so yeah, so she's like talking about how she's looking forward to meeting Prod as you lead her to Professor Smithersmon's. And what we see is this mansion of a house. And as you kind of like look up, there's a big old shadow that's kind of like cast upon you. And there's spirals of chains going up to a mechanical construct that looks like a ship floating in the air. You look up, you see an airship chained to the front yard of Professor Smithersmon, and there are scaffoldings like going around it, like there's some work being done to it. Jack, this is the first time you've ever seen this.
Alright. Don't remember this being here before.
There's like a gate that leads into the estate, which you can easily push open.
Alright. Watch yourselves in there. I'm
As
not
you-
expecting trouble with this
Mhm.
here.
Yeah, as you're kind of like moving in, you can hear like construction noises up in the air. Like, I don't know, like a drilling sort of noise, or banging noise, or clanking noise. Just kind of, some of it might seem alien in nature, but to an artificer, it's just a new way to do the same thing better. You want to
Anyone
go to
got
the...
any,
Well, here's my
yeah,
question.
can I have...
Do you want to go to the door, or do you want to look around in the yard for them, or what's your intention here?
I'm gonna first go to the door and just knock on it.
All right. So you all approach the lovely door. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing.
Professor! He's gotta yell that out.
What? You hear from behind you and up in the air.
Gonna look up and... Professor, it's me, Jack.
We see in the far reaches of this scaffolding, a small gnome just kind of like looking over, and he like pulls these goggles up and drops some sort of tools down to the ground. It's like, Jack, is that you?
Yeah,
Hold on,
yeah.
I'll be down there in just a minute. Give me just a second. And he seems to be sorting some tools, putting up some stuff. And you see one of his assistants up there. You see another lab coat. Oh, here, take over for this, man. We gotta go. And he'll start making his way down the scaffolding. We see him kind of like jump on a disc, and it slowly floats to the ground. And he kind of like dusts his gloves off, and he's got this outfit of like almost like armor in a way, but it's just like covered with soot. He's got like a tool belt around his waist, gray hair just kind of like spiked up around his head, and he kind of like looks out to you as he approaches. Ah, Jack, my old boy, how have you been?
I've been. It's been a hell of a ride.
Yes, it has.
Oh,
Have you
boy.
seen it lately? And he thinks you're already talking about what he's working on.
A little bit. I kind of saw it on my way in. What is that?
Oh, I call it an airship because it's a ship in the air. It's pretty simple, though.
How far along are you to completing this?
Oh, this here? Well, even though it's the prototype, it is 90% efficient right now. I've had a lot of good help with this, I must say. A lot of people here are definitely good helpers. There's been some crashes here and there, but nothing we couldn't walk away from.
Well, that's always good. You can walk away
there
from
he
it.
is.
You can fish it out again.
And I finally found his token from the other game. I'll just drag him over.
Just so everybody knows, Christopher is like starry-eyed gazing up at the airship.
There you go.
Just
That's
like
what he looks
completely
like.
enthralled by it.
I know Vol would be terrified of it. Still thinking like Jack Slide. He's not a artificer. He's a wizard.
Isn't it amazing how it just floats in the air like that? I used floater stones that I found in Timor and some other locations around the map. There was actually some rocks that I needed from Tynak Castle, or not the castle itself, but the Tynak Mountains that had some of it in there. Don't know if you know of the city of Smathonica, but there was definitely a deposit there that was a big help in my research. And he just kind of like sharing details with you about the airship itself, but you know how excited he gets.
Oh yeah.
This reminds me of one of my favorite novels, Hoot's Flying Palace.
Oh, I actually read that one. It was very enlightening. Maybe it was kind of the inspiration. I don't know yet. But look at how well she flies and soars. Would you like to go for a ride?
Just like he almost looks like he's about to go up and fly himself. Like
Right?
it's like if I just could I?
Oh, absolutely. Friends of Jack's, not a problem. Please, by all means. Here, why don't you all follow me? I'll show you around. And he guides you over to this disc that he landed on. Just come aboard, and this will float us up. Oh man, I forget how hard Professor voice is.
Either
you
that,
all-
the professor needs to quit smoking.
Yes, I know. I'm working on it. Do you all get on the disc, or any of you staying down below? What's the story?
That's just getting on.
For a little-
I
Okay.
mean, I'm getting on.
I'm getting on. Yeah.
Kronk?
Kronk said he was getting on.
Okay, I didn't hear it. Sorry about that. All right, yeah. So everybody gets on. Shella gets on there, and Shella's like, "Have you seen another kobold this way yet?" And the professor just kind of like thinks, "There's supposed to be a kobold coming this way. Are you that kobold? Oh, up!" And this starts to fly up, like an elevator, if you would. And it gets all the way past the level where he was on the scaffolding, and it continues up until it gets to the top where the ship will actually allow you to step onto the ship proper. And as
No, for some reason I feel like there should be music as we're going up.
You know what? That'll be the next thing I work on. oh, what was his name? Somebody was working on a music box of some sort, and I was tinkering with some things, and the idea does sound nice. I could probably incorporate that with something. But anyway, please have a look around if you want. And he kind of like addresses Shella for a moment. It's like, you're the only kobold I've seen aside from Fizzer. Who? Oh, nobody really needs to know, but at any rate. And as he says that, there's like a big old sign that says no accidents in 138 days.
So I guess that's reassuring.
Yeah, I made sure not to see him for quite some time. But at any rate,
Yes, it does seem he's had a reputation around the city.
oh, he's a special kind of lucky person, or kobold.
Not the good sort of luck, then.
Probably not. No. So as you guys are kind of like sitting on this airship, he kind of like goes off to the side and says, did you finish up that last bit? And the guy down there is working on it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got it. All right, go ahead and set yourselves down, and we'll go ahead and take it for a test flight. He says test flight. Does that spook anybody?
Hangs
Jack-
on
No,
to the railing.
Christopher's
What?
jumping with excitement.
Real quick, is there any things of not keeping us from going splat on the ground?
I have feather fall.
Yeah, that's probably one way.
I don't know why you guys are all panic as she's tying herself to the railing.
Oh dear, you don't want to do that. What if the ship goes all the way down? You're gonna blow yourself up with the ship at that point. And he walks away from you and goes to a room where the steering wheel is.
Wide-eyed, doesn't know what to do.
Do you need help there, Vault? I could tie that